Good afternoon and welcome to Tech 20 Tuesday. It's Tuesday, it's March 29th, and my name's Jeff Whipple. I'm a technology lead for the district. Today we're going to have a look at Edmodo. Now, a lot of people have used Edmodo around our district, in fact all over the place, and you'll see a familiarity with Facebook. It has that look and feel of Facebook with it. It's really a social learning platform, and you can use it as a learning commons, as a central place for digital connections with you and your students. And there's all kinds of other things you can do with it, all kinds of other pieces to the puzzle, and we'll have a look at a few of them and encourage you to continue to explore afterwards on your own. You can organize and share groups on an individual or class or even a school level. So if you had a whole school-wide page where students could get connected, or teachers and students can connect. So think of it as almost like a series of closed groups, like you would if you're familiar with Facebook. So a closed group on Facebook would be very much what it would look like. So you can do all kinds of messages and reminders. So you can send out messages to students to remind them that there's a dance coming up or whatever it is. The other thing that's really cool about it is that it's multi-platform. So not only does it have a web-based platform that is in a traditional screen format, but it also has a mobile platform. So there's apps, much like a Facebook app, for both the iPad or the iPad, iPod, iPhone platform, and also for all the other Android and Google Play platforms that are out there. So students are carrying around their devices with them, so you can easily send them out a quick message and they'll get alerts just like they would on Facebook. You can have class discussions. There are places for you to make assignments and receive assignments, quizzes, polls. There's all kinds of different things. And the neat thing about it is that you can actually have separate student and parent visibility. So the students will see one thing, but you can also set up, and it's optional, it's not mandatory, but you can also set it up so that parents can set up their own Edmodo account, and you can connect with them as well. So they would see some of the things that students see, and maybe they'd see other things as well that you would send to only parents. So there's those options that are available as well. A couple of things before we start that you should remember is that if students create their own accounts, and that's sort of recommended for high school only, I would encourage you, if you're doing middle school and especially elementary, for you to actually create their accounts for them. All the accounts are free, by the way, both the teacher and student accounts, everything's free. I would try to use something that's easily identified by you, because the students, they'll use, Top Gun 66 or whatever. So you need to, but you don't know who that is. Or Smiling Face Boy or whatever. So I would encourage you to control, or at least encourage them to use something that's easy for you to identify, because all of the posts and all of the content and connections are going to be done with simply a username. So something like NMS, which would be like Natural Access Middle School, Sally SM, so Sally Smith, AE. So, try to use some kind of a common code within your school or within your class so that you can identify everybody as well. And the other thing you need to be aware of is the HIPAA legislation, the privacy legislation. You shouldn't be sharing and you should be asking students not to share easily identifiable personal information. So full names, student numbers, email addresses, any of that kind of stuff should stay pretty much completely hidden. And so if you're going to use this platform, certainly be aware that there are some drawbacks if you're going to try to use it. So let's have a look at what Edmodo looks like. So when you first go into the Edmodo platform, you can come in here and you can create your own free account. So I'm a teacher, or I'm a student, or I'm a parent. And once you get into the platform, it simply asks you for some basic information. For teachers, you will have to give your email address or an email address where they can send you a verification code and some other things. Students, it does ask for an email address, but it's optional. So I would encourage your students, you to tell your students to not give away their email address. There's really no need to. I'm a student, I'm a teacher, and I'm a parent. It's very, very easy to set up accounts. So once you get in as a teacher, your landing page, your working page is going to look very much like this. And you'll see it even has the same kind of colors that Facebook does. So up here in the corner, you're going to see your Home tab. You're going to see Progress, and you're going to see a library. So a library is where you would have all of your assignments and other things that you may have already put into a library or a compendium of information. So here you're going to have your groups. So I've got Densey 2012, which is a group I was a member of, the Discovery Education Network Summer Institute group. So we used it to connect with each other and remain in contact with each other. SD18 Tech PD is a group that we've got set up, but for you it would probably be like 8E Math, 8C Math, 8D Math, and so you could have all the different groups all set up. And we'll have a look at manage groups and creating a group and joining a group in a minute. There's also communities, so you can build communities. Natural Access Middle School is one. I can show all. Up here when I want to make a post, so I've got a note here. I've got an assignment that I can post. So if I want to send a note to everybody, it's simply coming in here. Hi all, reminder tomorrow of whatever. I can come in here and type the name in. So as soon as I start to type the name, it's going to prompt me with the Densey 2012, or I can go all my connections or all my groups, and it will send it to all the groups. So if I had 5 math classes and I wanted to send it to them all, I would simply click here and it would send to all my groups, so all 5 of my math classes. Or you can send them one at a time or select it. If I wanted to send an assignment or attach a file to it, I would click here. If I wanted to share a link or add something from the library, whether it's a video or a picture or a document, I can do that. And I can set it up to send it later. So maybe I want to send it at midnight or 8 a.m. in the morning or 6 a.m. in the morning, yet I'm doing the work in the evening, so I can set it up to post at a later date and time. And then I simply hit send and away it goes. You can also do assignments, so I can make assignments. So math quiz number 3, I can load up the assignment. I can give it a due date so the students get prompted that it's due. I'll show you what that's going to look like in a second. I can describe the assignment, and I can send it simply by a file. I would probably not use gradebook with your students, simply because it's not the gradebook that you think it is. It's the gradebook that's built within this. And so then you're going to start keeping personal data on here. And I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably use some other way of collecting and assessing and recording that data. And you can lock the assignment after its due date. So you're not going to be able to, students aren't going to see it, and aren't going to be able to submit assignments after the due date. So they can actually submit them through here as well. You can do little quizzes with your students. So I can create a quiz, multiple choice, true, false, short answer, fill in the blank, etc., etc. I can add the first question, and it's really easy to set up, and you can actually have them as self-marking quizzes as well. I can put a time limit on it. I can make a title for the quiz. So there's all kinds of little pieces in that puzzle that you can do. And the last piece of the puzzle that I can do is I can do a quick little poll. So I can ask them a question, put in a couple of answers, and send it to my groups and hit send, and they'll all get a little poll just like you can on Facebook. Underneath here, the little tab up in this corner, you're going to see that I'm going to, let's open it up. So I'm going to come back here probably because I'm not on my home page. There we go. So underneath the notifications tab, if they've got a new notification, there's going to be a little icon up here that's going to highlight, send them a notification, and so it'll tell them that their copy number 2 of copy number 1 of Thearon di Pizzaghetti is due 76 days ago. So this is a teacher that I know is using it, and I was a member of her group. So there's little notifications that come up to students all the time telling them that there's something new. So if I wanted to create a group as a teacher, it's really, really simple. So I'm going to create a group, and I'm going to call it Math 8C, or whatever you wanted to call it. Select a grade. I'm going to put it grade 8, and a subject area, call it mathematics, and we're going to make it pink for students to be able to see it nice and clear, and boom, oh, I must enter the subject. Oh, we create it. So now I've got a new page, Math 8C. So I've got a group, and I actually can create small groups out of there. And you'll notice up here that there is a group code. And for this new group that I just created, it's JEJKTP. So in order to have students join the group, to keep it private so that not everybody can come in and join it, they need to know this code. So you're going to share this code with students, JEJKTP. And then they're going to go, and I'm going to open up and I'm going to create a student page here, and I'm going to call it Jeff W, create group code, JEJ, back here, JEJKTP, JEJKTP. So now I've got that in there. I'm going to create a student code, NMS, FW, 8C, email, don't fill that in, put in a password, and sign up for free. And you'll notice that it's going to actually bring me directly in as a student into Math 8C. Now, if I'm a student and I'm going to join another class, all I need to do is join another group. So when they first join, they need at least one group to be part of to be able to join. But after that, it's simply a matter of join a group, put in the group code that your teacher has given you, and boom, students are going to start building the number of codes that they're down along the side, that they have down along the side. So now as a student here, I can see everything that comes through. So I'm going to come back here, and as a teacher, I'm going to put a little note in. Reminder to bring geometry set to school tomorrow. And I'm going to send this right now. Send. So now it's been posted, and if I come back here, this student, as soon as they sign in, or they'll get a little notification that's going to tell them that Mr. Whipple sent a note, reminder to bring geometry set to school tomorrow. They can now reply, they can share that with other people, or follow the conversation that's going on, so they can turn on the notification. So if somebody else posts something, they'll get a little notification, whether they're on their phone or whether they're on their computer. So it operates very much like a closed group in Facebook, as I said. So it really is a very powerful little tool to keep connected. And the other thing is so let's say a student gives out the code to somebody in another grade, and they join, and you want to get rid of them. Well, you can come in here, you can manage the 8C, and you can come in and, oh, I'm in the student side. So let's say I wanted to come in here to manage groups. I'm going to go to 8C. And when I open up 8C, I can actually, if there's a student who has joined the group that I don't want in the group, I can kick them out. And then I can change the group code, reset the code, so that now I've got another code, so that if they try to join using the same code, they won't be able to get in. Everybody will stay in who's already in, except for those that I've given the boot to. But if new people want to join, I simply reset the code and give them the new code. So there's all kinds of cool things in here that you can do. I would encourage you to go and have a look at it and really explore some of the possibilities. I know there's a lot of students, or a lot of teachers, who are really enjoying, and you see here, if I go under the notifications, you can see that student Jeff W has joined. There's also an Office Online and a Google platform that's all integrated into this. So if you've got content over on O365, that you'll be able to drag it in and use it within your Edmodo platform. So as I said, there's all kinds of cool stuff in here. I would encourage you to go out and have and set it up and use it with your students. If you're looking for some teachers who are already using it, drop me a line and I'll connect you with them. Or if you're looking for help, we can certainly do that as well. So if you are looking for help and you have some ideas or some questions that you want, the ASDW Technology Lead Team, Whale and Dixon is up in Woodstock area. FEC South, so all the students, all the schools south of the river in Fredericton area, you can contact Carm. FEC North is me. OEC is Janice Shaw, so if you're down in Oromocto area, Janice Shaw or Wendy Thomas, and they will give you some pointers, some help. And as always, the Tech 20 Tuesday Wikispace is available. All of the sessions are recorded and posted there for you to be able to go and have a look at and review. And if you've missed some, you can go back and review them there as well. So that is Tech 20 Tuesday for today. It is another great day, and hopefully if you have any questions, you can get a hold of myself or any of the technology lead mentors, and we'll be certainly available and able to answer any questions that you might have. That's Tech 20 Tuesday. Hope to see you again next week for another edition.